just grab a cup of coffee somewhere a little bit more relaxed. Because there's something that I want to talk to you guys all about. When I first met the family, Mum was absolutely petrified. Her girls would grow up following in her footsteps, having children extremely young, and I know that she wants them to certainly think about other goals. Well, listen, I've brought you guys here to kind of wind down and have a really nice casual conversation about babies. I'll define that. Sex education. I just thought it was absolutely valuable that these two older daughters give advice to their parents to help them with the younger girls when it's time. You know, there are teenagers now who are thinking at the age of 12, 13 of experimenting.
I was just thinking that sex wasn't talked about amongst girls till like the age of 16.
Now that I see it or lived it, when they're at the ages in middle school, 11, 12 years old, that's like a big topic. And then once you get to the age where you're thinking that they're doing it is when it's just natural to them.
Like one of my friend's little sisters, she's in middle school, she's in 7th grade, she's already having a baby, she's almost due.
I mean, to have your heads in the cloud and not be realistic with basically what you're hearing and seeing is to not be responsible as a parent to educate.
There's education at school.
What age are they teaching it?
14.
Exactly. There are kids at 14 that are having babies, that are pregnant at 14. As a parent, you've got to look at the things that you can control. If we all realise that actually we need to be taking things into our own hands and having conversations earlier, I'm not talking about Hayley's age, but you understand what I'm talking about. If we start having these conversations earlier, then we know as parents that we're doing something.
We never talked about birth control. I didn't even know how birth control worked. I was never given to me. It was never offered to me. I mean, you've never even told me, don't do it. It's just like, I knew what it was. It was just never talked about with me.
Sometimes it's just overwhelming. I just want to protect them and you know, give them the best advice that I can.
A daughter wants to please, okay, and wants that permission and acceptance from her father, because you are the first role model that they have with regards to men. You become closer through having these conversations so that they grow into young ladies who are not looking, you know, for that acceptance in other men when really they're looking for it with their own father.
At first, we really didn't think we could do it, but now I feel like I could go to my parents and talk to them without them getting mad at me. I feel like they'll take their time out of the day to listen to each and every one of us if we have something to say to them.
Now that Dad has shown so much promise in listening to his daughters, I brought in a technique that will really help him to establish some time to give to them. It is so important that he gives them the attention that they need. I've created this board for you so that each day of the week here, you can make time to enjoy with each and every one of your children. It's not really about the quantity of time, but the quality. Even if it's just 20 minutes and it's consistent, that's what counts.
But Joe made a good point that girls look up to their fathers. And sometimes when that father doesn't give that attention that the daughters are yearning for, they'll try to find it somewhere.
Hayden, you're always with, because when you come home, you're looking after her and you're playing with her. So what I have here is Brooke, Savannah, Hayley, and Sam. So placing these cards into your little take the time board allows you to remember, I'm going to take that 20 minutes or that half an hour and I'm going to do something that's quality with them.
I think it's a beautiful thing. I think that's one thing that I'm going to stick to. Work, it's going to be work. It's going to be there when I get back. But that precious time, you'll never gain it back.
Commit, make that time for them. Let them know that they're special and loved. I believe that he'll actually realise how badly he needed this, and it's a win-win situation for both Dad and the girls.
Oh, they're going to be excited when they see that.
So, guys, my work's done here, but your work's just begun. I wish you much success. Work together, communication, and be kind to one another, please. You're all on the same side. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I have great hopes for the future. With everything Joe has taught us, we have actually been able to communicate like we've never had before. Take care of yourself, okay? Keep talking to Mom and Dad.
I feel really grateful that Joe came into our lives to help us. Everybody's they're like different people now.
Glenn, take care.
Saying bye to Joe, it was an emotional moment for me. She's taught me so much.
Remember, listen, okay?
I will.
I've really enjoyed my experience working with this family because it has been amazing to see Joey step up and Glenn understand that he needs to listen, to communicate thoroughly.
Take care of yourself.
It leads way to how they will be with Savannah and Hayley and Hayden and Chrissy and all these fabulous women in their family.